know, again, to simplify, and I always believe that when you teach something, you got to bring it back to easily remembered terms and concepts that players, they won't struggle to think about those in the heat of the battle. And really, the defense, whether it's the zones or the man, they do come down to a couple key concepts. Number one is set the defense. And I was going to show you, probably, I know it was our players' favorite drill, but we don't have enough players to show it. We called it a 4-on-4-on-4 drill. Anytime you have a team that's divisible into 3 groups, you have 18 players, you got 6 on a team. You got 21 players, 7. You know, if you have an odd number, one team has 6, one team has an odd number. Whatever. Let me quickly show it, or talk about it. We would put 2 defenders in the lane, and we would let a team come down 4-on-2. We would have the rest of that defensive team outside the lane. As soon as the ball either crossed into the 3-point line area or the first pass was made by the 4-on-2 group that had a numerical advantage, as soon as they either crossed into, in fact, we used to make it with this volleyball line, I believe it's volleyball, if they crossed this line or they made a pass, the teammates that were on the sideline, and they had to be, you don't have hash marks here, now they sprinted in to try to get into their matchup and take away the fast break. It really did simulate, you know, fast breaks where you think you've got the advantage, but you forget the defense is chasing you down. And the other key to it was these 2 defenders running in had to communicate. All right, I got so-and-so, I got so-and-so, like we were doing on the switch drill. If they did a good job, they would get the ball stopped and they would turn what looked like a 4-on-2 into a 4-on-4. And we told the offense, now you have to attack them in a half-court 4-on-4. All right? They get a stop. They outlet the ball to somebody. The person who got the rebound stepped to the side. The outlet person dribbled to the middle. The other rebounder filled a lane. The other person on the wing filled. And then there was a trailer, and they went 4-on-2 to the other side. There were 3 teams. We had a purple, a gold, and a white at point. You take your school colors, and then you add a white color if you have to. They attacked 4-on-2, passes made. They dribbled the ball past the midcourt line. The 2 defenders came in from the side. They loved it because it was competitive. And we usually said, all right, first team that scores 5 baskets wins. So there was some pretty rugged play, and they had to hustle. My whole point is it was one drill that helped teach conversion. No defense is worth its salt if you don't get back. If you're lazy getting back, if you're letting teams beat you down the floor, if you're playing transition defense in transition, that's not good enough. When you play transition defense, it's supposed to be you sprint back and you get the ball stopped. You don't run alongside the ball. You don't say, well, I got the guy I'm guarding right here, but the ball's up there. You're supposed to get back and stop the ball. And so don't underestimate that first point. Ball pressure and getting in the gaps, we talked about that. Defending the post in the interior, there's really 3 things you can do. You can play 3 quarters, you can try to throw the leg. You want a dead front, you dead front, and you really get your help down there. Or you play behind and you choke down from the perimeter on a post player. You know, and I guess there's a 4th. You can double team a good post player anytime he gets the ball. And I'm going to show you that in our next zone, how we were able to do that. Help and recover on screens, on any kind of gap penetration. You've got to get off screens and close the shooters. You can't let somebody screen you. Son, step up once. All right? Can't let somebody screen you and you run into them and then you say, well, there's a good shooter there, but you know what? I'll just kind of, you ever see a boxer when they get tired and they get into the clinch position? You got to get off of that screen and close to a shooter instead of, Well, I did my job, now I'm going to take a breather. Getting off of screens fast and getting the shooters are important. Your help sign anticipation and security. Did you notice in the 1-3-1, you wings, when you had vision, when you had your stance the way it is, you could see what was going on? And when you closed off to the ball, you had no clue what was going on behind you. You got to position and rebound, and you got to be alert for turnovers. Now, sometimes I thought you guys were too alert for turnovers. You were over gambling for them. I want you to be aggressive, but you just can't sell the farm and then give up layup after layup or penetration.